And the first country to go bankrupt in 2023 could be Laos. Their Prime Minister Vivian has just resigned after just 2 years because of health reasons. Maybe that's part of the reason, but I also think he looked at the numbers and decided to just bail out before everything started to properly collapse. How did this happen? Well, many of Laos's problems originate from the country that borders them to the north, that begins with the letter C and rhymes with Na. At the end of 2021, they finished building a massive railway that connected the two countries together. That's good though. Infrastructure connecting Laos to the second biggest economy in the world, right? Well, it cost 6 billion USD, which is unfathomably large for a country with a GDP of just 18 billion. That's like the US spending $7 trillion on a single project. Laos bears only half of the cost, however. How nice. But they also had to use their own mineral resources as loan guarantees. So once they can't afford to pay, guess who gets all the resources? And oh look, what a lovely new shiny railroad they can use to transport it all north. Although to be fair, I'm not sure how much it would matter because Vivian was heavily criticised for selling mining concessions in the northern provinces to that sea country. And what did Laos get in return? Nothing. No taxes from these operations ever made it to the state budget, which is, to be fair, quite typical because last year, more than 1,000 companies, most of them owned by the sea country, hadn't paid any taxes at all. And among these 1,000 companies included the Sino Hydro Company, which was the company that paid $600 million for control of Laos's entire energy grid in 2020. And what are they doing with this control? Well, they decided to cause environmental and cultural devastation by building countless and potentially deadly and economically nonsensical dams, most notably the Luang Prabang Dam that will devastate the UNESCO heritage site. These dams are also destroying the once gorgeous Mekong River, one of Laos's main tourist attractions, and this ecotourism industry accounted for $934 million in 2019. And to further rub salt into Laos's very grievous wounds, thousands of villagers are losing their way of life as a result, and the largest inland fishery in the world in the lower Mekong, which is worth $11 billion, is also at terrible risk. And none of these packs come cheap, I'm afraid. The World Bank estimates that Laos will need to repay $1.3 billion in external debt, mainly to that sea country, every single year, which is a big ask for a country that doesn't even have $1 billion in claimed foreign reserves, which is only enough to cover about 2 months worth of imports. Public debt has reached about 95% of GDP according to the World Bank, but these dire figures only include debt officially recognized by the one-party communist state. The true figure is likely to be much worse. Inflation is currently at almost 40%, 21% of the workforce is unemployed, the GDP per capita has fallen from about $2,600 in 2019 to probably under $2,000 this year. But don't worry, the new Prime Minister says that tourism will save the economy this year. After everything I've just said and the expected worldwide economic downturn this year and a certain virus re-emerging in the country up north that begins with the letter C, I think he's optimistic to the point of foolishness. But you can let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for listening.